Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. Happy Sunday. So today, we're just doing an exercise. So basically, kids are sick. One kid has pink eye. One kid has a sore throat. One is not doing so great. So we're all sick. So we then make it to church. So we drove around town and just try to get them to sleep in the car. Kind of worked. But anyhow, as we got home, I just my mind wandered thinking about the gym, the business, where are we at today? Where are we going down the future? Growth within the franchise system, outside the franchise system, what's next, what's current. And I just had to thought all right, I'm thinking about all the roadblocks and all the obstacles. I got to switch this up. I'm not benefiting myself. I'm not benefiting people around me. I got to think about something completely different. And so I thought, all right, I'm going to trick myself into positivity. If I were, let's pretend I'm a snake oil salesman and I'm trying to hack this thing off and sell it like it's the best thing, the most amazing thing in the world. What would I sell so that I could pound this thing up, pound this whole operation up? Let's pretend this is a crud business. Let's pretend. Follow me here. And I can only tell the truth. I have to sell this like a snake oil salesman to someone who's going to believe what I tell them. I can't tell them the negative stuff because that's not going to do it. What's the fakes? What's the real stuff I can sell them that's positive that I can identify? And so I sat back and thought, all right, let's do this. Let's switch up the brainwave. Let's try something different. And I realized, thinking over the things, whenever in my head I thought about the losses, I thought about it of what is my accountant going to tell me the losses just now were, as well as I'm seeing the bank account in real time what the losses are. I'm double counting my losses. I've only had losses one time, but I think about them twice in two different perspectives. Okay, so this past month was rough. All right, that's over and done with. Glad that's over and done with. Okay, well, we have a whole new wave of auto renewals that are coming up. That is awesome. I've been able to pay myself. I forgot I was doing this, but I've been paying myself $3,000 a month as an owner. That's positive. So now we can get financing for cars and houses based on $3,000 a month. That's kind of good. It's fully staffed that know the systems, that know the weekly cycle and the 13-week cycle. That's a win. I've got consistent members that are doing $28,000 a month in current revenue. It'll soon be $36,000 in monthly revenue. That's a positive. What else do we have going on really positively? We've got backup trainers, or not trainers. We have backup managers. So if my main manager is sick or on vacation, we have substitutes. That's a positive. The owner is working 5 hours a week. That's a positive. Or in studio working 5 hours a week. We have an existing business. We don't need to go ramp up producing major. That's a positive. We've got a marketing system that's generating leads, that's closing deals. That's a positive. We've got all these positives, and I'm not even squeezing every benefit out of it. Like one example, I could write off my cell phone bill or my auto bill, and I'm not doing that right. So there's still upside to be grabbed. I just haven't grabbed that yet. And those are all positives. And at the end of the mental thought, okay, this past month we lost $6,000. Along the way, I paid myself $3,000. So the business really only lost $3,000. Plus there's a business payment on it. So in the scheme of things, it was an $8,000 loss. We're going to have an $8,000 monthly recurring revenue going forward. This business is break even right now. This is a good spot to be in. I mean, you're breaking even, the business is worth $0, so it's not really a whole lot, but all that to say, thinking about these things, think about the positives. What's working? What's jiving? What's clicking? Where are we having a good life in the scheme of? I'm tired of thinking about the negatives, the losses, the getting sucker punched, the starting from the ground up. These are positives. If I could flip a switch and get rid of this business and go do something else, or I can keep what I've got now and keep what I've got now. It's worth more than the money on paper. So that's what I'm at. I'm going to start tricking myself into positivity. At the end of the day, the business is in a better spot than I talk about it being. That's the reality of the situation. So I don't need to think about the negativity. I need to think about where are we where are we actually doing today? Where are we going? And how are we going to get there? Can we get there? When are we getting there? And then 2 or 3 months from now, like just today, I was starting to look at agencies for sale, like lead gen, marketing gen, website development. There's some other cool businesses out there that are more higher margin, that are pretty cool. They have their own headaches. There's other things I can be working on as well. So all I have to say, I don't have to be stuck in this one thing. And welcome. And there's so many things to be considering as well. So that's where we're going. Let's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.